Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guest today is Adam Knight from Riverside Theatre in the midst of an ambitious project about sonnets. First off, welcome, Adam. Nice to see you.
Great to see you in 2021. We made it.
Yes. It still feels and smells a little like 2020, but we'll just keep moving forward. Like you, when we started this call, we asked how each other were, and we agreed that the appropriate response was, "I'm pandemic fine."
Yeah, it's all we can ask for right now.
So I don't even know where to start with the sonnets. So just let's do this. Just briefly sketch out the two, the two events that you have coming up with the sonnet projects. Then I actually want to dive backwards just a little bit to talk about sonnets in general. But first off, let's get out there the two big productions, or they're one production and one continuing event that are making up the Sonnet Project.
So last year at the start of the pandemic, Riverside did 30 days of Shakespeare, which was a great way to kind of engage a lot of artists and provide some kind of daily videos during this time of social distancing. We're kind of going back to the Shakespeare theme this April. April is National Poetry Month. It's also Shakespeare's birthday month. And so we are devoting a series of events in April to Shakespeare's sonnets. We're calling it the Sonnet Project. There's a sonnet garden at PS1. Every weekday this month, we're releasing new sonnet videos, different people in the community reading sonnets, some of them in English, some of them translated into other languages, some of them in other mediums like song. We're also doing a series of workshops in a partnership with Prompt Press and Iowa City Poetry. There was a youth writing workshop yesterday, and then there's a adult sonnet writing workshop this weekend. There's a youth sonnet contest. There is a marathon sonnet reading in the Ped Mall on April 23rd, which is Shakespeare's birthday. And we have an event at Big Grove on the 27th, which is a screening of 10 Things I Hate About You. So basically, we're trying to kind of take over Iowa City with a celebration of poetry, a celebration of Shakespeare, a celebration of spring, and starting to segue into public events. So some of these are socially distanced outdoor events, and some of them are videos. Now, the Sonnet Project is a partnership with another project of ours, which is Sonnets for an Old Century by Jose Rivera. You can kind of tell a theme here. Sonnets for an Old Century is a play. It's kind of like Spoon River Anthology, in that it's a series of stories, possibly told from the beyond, and which basically, it poses the question: can you tell the story of your life in the space of a sonnet? So it's 23 actors, each inhabiting very different characters. It's a very, really, I think of it as a diverse celestial kaleidoscope quilt of America, of this moment in time, and really showcasing the great talent that we have in the corridor.
And this is an online project.
Correct.
Yes. This one is, yeah.
So Sonnets for an Old Century is what we call a virtual production. We open this Friday, the 16th, and it runs through the 25th. And it is a fully produced play. Like all of our virtual productions this fall and spring, we've kind of put the cameras in the hands of theater makers and said go, and look to see what happens. This one is particularly exciting because our amazing production designer, Steuben Farrar, and our film editor and creator, Rob Merritt, we're basically playing with this idea of putting actors in front of green screens and kind of creating a set model and seeing if there's a way to essentially create a set in scale that then we'll put the actors on. And so this is a very kind of technically ambitious play, actually. We spent a weekend filming at the Grandin, TCR's smaller space. And Steuben has created this entire like football field size model that's of course in scale, but it's there's like a lake, there's hills, there's forests, and if that set was fully realized, it would be bigger than anything Riverside's ever produced on. This is also the biggest cast we've ever had, and they're all kind of somehow inhabiting the same space. I can say that the production's beautiful. It's a combination of kind of digital wizardry and theatrical magic. What's so beautiful to me about it is that the set exists, that there is this kind of sense of actual space that's happening, and the acting's fantastic. We've got 23 actors, many of whom we've worked with before, some of whom we haven't, that are all in this play kind of bringing their own talent and artistry to this kaleidoscope, if you will. It's a beautiful play, and I'm really proud to be directing it as part of this larger Sonnet project.
So the set it's not just backdrops. Steuben created an entire landscape area, and so it's true to, if somebody gets up and walks, they walk from one virtual location to another that exists within the world of the production.
Exactly. We have flight happening, we have walking in water, we have roller skating, we have walking into forests. There's a lot happening on the set, and I would say that it was there are echoes of that movie, What Dreams May Come. There's echoes of Dante's Inferno in it. We've been referencing sci-fi and Afrofuturism, and lots of amazing kind of dialogues have been happening in the design room and in the rehearsal room. It's a very ambitious piece for us. I feel like the pandemic's winding down, thank God, and Riverside, let's just leave it all in the field here and do something really ambitious and crazy that will kind of be a capstone to this moment in theater producing.
Talking with Adam Knight from Riverside Theatre about the Sonnet Project. Okay, I'm an uncultured clod, even though I took Shakespeare courses in college. I don't remember, while I've read Shakespeare's sonnets periodically over the years, I don't remember what makes a poem a sonnet. So for all of us who don't remember English lit from high school or college, remind us of what the form is.
So a sonnet's a 14-line poem. In English, it's an iambic pentameter, and Petrarch from Italy had his own kind of form of sonnets, and then Shakespeare had his. What a Shakespearean sonnet is, it's 14 lines with the first 3 stanzas being A, B, A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, E, F, and then the last 2 lines are a couplet, so G, G. And what I love about the sonnets is that, you've got this kind of first argument, this kind of first wave, if you will, of feeling and emotion and thought. And then the third stanza kind of is a counter motion. So it's almost like the ocean shifts, and it maybe contradicts what was said before, or fills it in, or it provides a different perspective. And then that last couplet really wraps it up, or kind of ties these conflicting tides together. It's a form that is a living form. The sonnet did not live and die with Shakespeare. He was picking up something that had already been done before, and it's been done for centuries after Shakespeare. That's why I love that we are partnering with Iowa City Poetry and Prompt Press to encourage adults and students to take up this form as their own, to see what can still be said in this form. The great poet Gwendolyn Brooks was a master of the form, a 20th century poet. And this is Edna St. Vincent Millay also. And this is a chance, I think, for Eastern Iowa and beyond to embrace this form and see what can still be said in it. I'm so thrilled that we've got a sonnet contest happening for high schoolers. There's details on our website, riversidetheatre.org, and we're encouraging students to find their voice in this form that is centuries old.
It's the Sonnet Project with Sonnets for an Old Century, running as a virtual production for 2 weekends, beginning the 16th of April and continuing through the 25th, and then a raft of activities with the Sonnet Project, many of which will be in person all around the Iowa City area. And I imagine that all of that information is sitting on your website.
It is. It's a lot to take in. It's an ambitious month for us. And go to www.riversidetheatre.org to check it all out. And I hope that you attend one or many of these events.
And I know you've got ambitious plans for the summer. And in a few weeks, let's get together again, Adam, and talk those over.
Oh, that'd be great.
Adam Knight from Riverside Theatre. Again, riversidetheatre.org. Adam, thanks.
Thanks a lot, Dennis.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most Thursdays and Fridays at 10:20, or download the podcast, watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.